there seems to be, a lot of candidates that we're speaking to that have found, looking at Q1, it was probably a lot quieter than they expected it to be when they were looking for work. And now it feels like it is starting to pick up a little bit. I think overall candidates are still finding it's probably not moving as quickly as they would like, and they're not sort of, they might apply for a role and it might take longer for them to hear back than they'd like. But overall, it seems to be more positive. Angela, would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's definitely that there's more momentum now. And I think with processes in general, yes, they are still slow. But at the same time, there's certainly been, from what I've seen, several instances, because with temp market especially, where candidates are coming onto the market quickly, but also finding roles just as quickly. So a bit of a mixed bag at the same time. But as I said, I think definitely it is starting to gather the momentum, and hopefully as we move into Q2 that or continue in Q2, that we're going to see it only continue to pick up further.
Yeah, because I think we would see that a lot, where you might have like it feels like every candidate's contacting you saying they're free for work, and then as soon as you get something through and you contact them,
they've got something.
Everyone's got something. Yeah, so
yeah.
that seems to be happening again. But it is still, I would say, like my take on it is, like, people are still being like a little bit careful about making sure they're choosing the right thing. So they want to make sure they've got opportunities there, but it's a little bit more of a filtering process for the candidates of, yeah, I'll interview for it, but just still being really cautious about, is it the right role, and wanting to make sure they're making the right decision.
Yeah, and I mean, I think as well, looking at the ratio of temporary and permanent jobs at the same time, I feel like it's pretty even. A good volume of temporary and fixed term roles, but at the same time, new permanent roles coming onto the market as well, which, maybe combination of new financial year, but at the same time, there are replacement hires, new hires. It's a mix of reasons why that they're coming on, and also the organisation's approach to hiring. So whether it will be temp to perm because they want somebody sooner, immediately available candidates, or the slightly slower process of hiring the straight perm. But there are, I'm certainly seeing some really great candidates coming onto the market that are looking, and they're in roles. So I think, again, that suggests confidence, because people are keen to start seeing what's out there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think from the client side, like the clients that I'm speaking to, if they're clients that are sort of recruiting directly and using the agency, I think they're definitely seeing there is a really high volume of applications coming through, but there aren't necessarily the people that they're looking for. So they're getting lots of people applying, but just a very small number of people that have got the right skills for the role, which is, I think, where a lot of people are coming to us sort of saying, look, can you please do the filtering for us, because it is quite time consuming for clients that are looking at the moment.
It is. And I think that, I've certainly been having a lot of conversations with candidates alike that are saying, I'm applying for a lot of things, and why am I not being put forward, or why am I not progressing to the next stage? And it is, when we're looking at the volume of roles out there, the number of candidates on the market looking, there are more candidates.
Yeah.
And I think that, at this stage, clients do have the luxury of being very specific in what they, want to consider, experience, industry, a combination of different things. And a lot of the time when there are those candidates on the market, it does make it harder if someone maybe wants to make, say, a transition into a different industry, or a different type of role, because often, it's easier to get like for like when hiring.
Yeah, I would agree with that completely. Like, I'm finding at the moment, you will have a client that's saying, we want someone that has been EA to a CFO within a top financial services firm, and supported X amount of people, and you're able to get multiple CVs over to them of candidates that match exactly that. And we're not seeing like the salary hikes that we were seeing. I feel like the candidates that are looking now are prepared to move for the same money, They're not sort of looking for a pay rise to leave, and for a lot of candidates, it's not about the money. It seems to be more about the progression opportunities, and what investment the company is going to make into them and their future as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, again, hybrid, I feel it does still play a part with the wants and with candidates on the market looking.
Yeah.
Most would like at least a day. And I would say probably now maybe 60-70% of companies that I'm seeing are at least 3 to 4 days in the office. Again, a few that are back 5. So yeah, I think a continuation of what we saw towards the end of last year and Q1.
Yeah, but I don't feel like in this, like say the quarter we're in now, I feel like any changes that we were seeing to hybrid working arrangements within companies happened in that first quarter, and now it's all fixed. Nothing's sort of changing. I think as well for candidates that are seeking the virtual roles, it's incredibly difficult again because they're just not coming up. I think any virtual roles that we've had in the West End have been like more just part-time positions, and they need a few hours a week rather than a full-time position for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the key things I've seen. Is there anything else that you would add, Angela?
No, I think my message to everyone that I've been speaking to off the back of what I'm hearing is that I'm hopeful and expecting that Q2 into Q3 it's only going to continue picking up, improving. I can't see any reason otherwise, and combination of what's going on in the market, but also what I'm hearing from the companies directly as well that isn't necessarily market led. So I feel I'm confident that it will be a promising Q2 to Q3.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's going to be sort of nice, sort of steady improvements on things from here. And looking forward to seeing what the next quarter brings.